Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 16 of Factorio. This game is absolutely amazing, I love it. I've been going around doing some jobs with the Roboport. I really should have invested in this earlier, but I knew it would be like that. Sometimes I like to do some of the tedious tasks, just do some grinding. And here what we're going to do is remove our old accumulator array. We're also going to take off this as well. I put down, if you look at the mini-map, a ridiculous amount of solar panels over here. And actually I need more of these accumulators to go with the solar panels that I have. So we're going to take these ones down. But here's the thing, if we look at power, I think it's still relying on our steam engines here at night time. So it's actually going to prioritize the use of this over the basic accumulator, and I don't know what clicking on those does. It'd be cool if you could prioritize what it would use. But anyway, let's get this thing to work. So we want to be careful here. We want to get this side, and we're going to go all the way up to the corner there because there are some pipes. And actually those little tooltips are very handy because we can see we haven't selected any of the pipes, which is cool. So let's dump our little guys in here and let's watch them work. Oh, I love it. It's so cool. It really is. That's absolutely amazing. Huh. Brilliant. I do like this, and we're still not at the full speed, by the way. We've had a little bit of a slowdown. I've been running out of oil, and that would actually be my next priority right now, to get some more oil. So that means that sulfur production goes down, battery production goes down, our plastics go down, and one thing after another. It means we can't really do much more research at the moment without it going very, very slow. So if we have a look here, you can see what we've done. And I don't know how many more of these there are, but it looks like actually that is the last one. So we will do that soon, and that costs a hefty 500 potions. Check this out, by the way. They all like to hang around here. You can just click on them like this, and it goes through them very, very fast, which is cool because we want to pick all of them up, and we're going to take the stuff out of the chest anyway. And those guys aren't actually holding anything. And that is the last guy. Okay, they were above the chest because they were putting things into it, and we need to take all of those things. And now I have them all, we can take these away as well. Oh, it's ever so cool. I have removed the iron buffer from over here. Let's move. So you remember there was a buffer there, that one's been removed. I've removed the track that came around up to here. And if we go and have a look, you can see we are running on very little iron at the moment. We are pretty much ready to move over to this stuff and get the trains going again. And I think our copper train is completely full. The buffer's full, it's just going around in circles, and this might be the same story for this one over here. Looks like it, doesn't it? So we're wasting a lot of coal. And we're also wasting coal over here. Let's cut the line because this is no longer going to be used. Oh, I got a big clear-up job to do here, haven't I? It's going to take ages to dismantle this. If only there was some sort of magical Roboport that could help us with this thing. Actually, it would be wise to just disconnect it and take it offline before, dismantling it. So let's just remove the pumps. So there's no water going in, and then we'll pick up all of the coal manually, and then there'll be no more of that going in, and then the thing should technically come offline, I do believe. There's another pump. Okay, so we'll take that bit of track, walk down like that, so that's now deactivated. I don't know if it's running at the moment. It is daytime, isn't it? And now my inventory is full. Brilliant. Let's just disconnect it down the bottom here for each of these, and they'll no longer run. They look like they're running, and is it nighttime or daytime? I think we've got so many lamps around here. Yeah, look at that, it's nighttime. So if we click on the power, we'll be able to find out what is going on. So if we look at the 5 seconds, you can see our production is purely from our accumulator capacity, which is 7.3 gigawatts. I think it's gigawatts, gigajoules. And where are we looking at here? Green is the one. So it's just kicking in as we took it offline. And it looks like we're going to be able to rely without, which is cool. So I think I'm going to let the night go by, and then we're going to dismantle this thing and build a few more solar panels, and then we can move on to the next thing, which will also be getting some more oil as well, which might be a little bit problematic at this stage, but I'll be back with you shortly. So here's the oil deposit we're going to be mining. You can see that there are 8 of these things right here. Yeah, I didn't even count that before I started recording. And at the moment I'm expecting an attack from all of these guys up here. As you can see, our pollution is spreading its way up there. It's actually not too clear, but you can see very nearly going to hit them. So I'm expecting an attack. That means we're going to beef up our defences around here. And the way that I piped all of this stuff was along the border here. So it goes across all the way across here and then down there, and that was actually quite a lot of time doing that. And I thought maybe what we should have done is done this with trains, and there is a way to move the stuff with trains. So I'm thinking the next time we need more oil, we'll probably target this bit down here and we'll create a small train track between there and our oil area, so it'll be separate from our other system, which it would be nice to include it in the same one. But if we were to, use our station system up here, it means we'd have to take the oil through all of this area right here, which would be a little bit silly. So that'll be a project for the future. As of right now, I'm not sure what the next step is, but I'm just going to hang around here and see if these guys attack, and when they do, I'm going to beef up our defense. Okay, we were never attacked up the top, all the way up there, and you can see the pollution cloud is right around the edge, so I wouldn't be surprised if eventually it spread a little further, but maybe that's all there is to go. And by the way, I've got the combat shotgun at last. I've had quite a few comments about this, and I don't know how I managed to miss it. I kept going through here, and I think I kept looking at this one and thinking it was the one I had down here. So this thing is probably going to spray bullets a little faster. Apparently it does 20% more damage as well. Anyway, we're going to set up shop here, and we've got a base right there that's going to cause us some problems, but we're going to use some blueprints to set this up. So this is going to be our defensive perimeter right here. In fact, what I think we need is another one of these. So let's see how this thing holds up. I've made two of these. We've got one for a wall section, and we use the substation to cover everything, and then we've got one of those for a corner like this. So if we put that right there, it's going to hook up, and yeah, the RoboPort is needed. How could I have forgotten about that? Yeah, so we plop that down. We add a chest next to it to put the items in. We add the robots in like this. Still getting used to doing all of this. And what are we putting in here? Substations. Let's put in some walls. And then our lasers as well. And so now they start to attack. And this is probably not enough to defend. Look at that! That's doing some amazing damage. I wonder how much... Oh, look at that! We can walk into the base and take them out a little bit here. Let's lure them out and let the lasers help us kill these guys. They're obviously not the optimal amount right here to provide a good defense, but it's doing something, isn't it? And let's just run back in there and shotgun the hell. Oh, wow, that's amazing. We're taking down the worms, and once they're down a little bit, we could easily move past and take out some more nests. That is pretty cool. That is really cool. I've said that a few times now, haven't I? Let's run right in there and take that out. Look, it's so easy to take it out with the combat shotgun, and the big worms as well. Oh, this is awesome. I do like this stage of the game now, because there was a bit where these guys were getting tough to kill, and now we've really overcome that. And look at this. Anyway, let's plop down a few more of these. Let's do some rotating. Now, when we do this, you'll see there that the walls line up, so the turrets are next to each other, but really, it's no problem at all. And these guys are hanging around because that guy has no power. That's interesting. There we go. Now that thing should kick into gear. So let's use this to clear a bit more space. Why are you all not doing anything? I do not understand. There we go. Okay, so the system had to catch up with itself or something there. So yeah, let's plop that down like that. And then maybe another corner piece. It looks like we've got to remove a lot more of this stuff. Okay, so a corner piece could go there. I'm not sure if it moves it automatically if something's in the way. And this doesn't look like the most optimal shape to put around. It won't let me right click. So yeah, we've got to move everything out of the way. By the looks of it. And it's getting dark. That's really bad. Especially for videos. Let's plop down some of these so we can see what's going on. I'll clear that up in a second. Right, and then let's put our other corner down over here. And look at this. It's going really well. Why won't that place? Oh, there's something there. See you later. Yeah, so the icons for these, by the way, you'll notice one of them has 3 on and one has 1. The 3 is to represent the corner. And look at this. This is coming together ever so well. And now this should line up perfectly and fit in that corner. And look at that. We've built ourselves a little fortress around the oil here. So it's time for us to get the oil, and I'm going to go in and clear out the rest of that base as well. Okay, it's been set up, yet to be tested, and we're doing something a little bit different here. We're actually using a train that has 2 locomotives on it, so one at either end. That means it can go back and forth on the same line, so it makes the line very simple to manage. And you can see the thing is actually running at the moment. Unfortunately, it's run out of oil barrels. So this is the way that you actually get the oil over to the other site. You can use these to load and unload if we change the recipe right here. Let's have a look. Where is it? I don't see it. I never see it when I'm recording. This bit right here. So you can see fill the crude oil barrel or you can empty it. So you'd use it the other way around. If we were emptying it, you'd put them in and then you could use the pipe here to take them out. So we're taking all of this, it's going into here, and these are putting them into barrels onto the train, which is really cool stuff. Now this one right here unloads barrels, and we're going to need quite a few more. So I'm actually going to leave that thing stocked up, which is eventually, I think, going to add or act even as a buffer. Although I just realised I've missed something here. Anyway, let's hop in the train. Let's click run, and it's not going to take us to the other station because it's going to wait for 5 seconds, and off it goes. Awesome. This is really, really cool. I do like it. And going through these trees here is really simple. Put down a roboport, just, you know, highlighted the area. That made things nice and easy. So what we want to do now is stop the train at this end over here. And that one right there, just before it leaves. So I've got 5 seconds just while I'm testing, going back and forth. Let's leave that thing right there. So we've got coal from our buffer down the bottom. That's going to supply it with some fuel. Then up the top here, we've just siphoned off some iron, and it gets converted here into steel, and then steel becomes these things, the empty barrels, and then they get loaded onto this thing, which is now going to be filled up very quickly. So this track here adds as a buffer, as does this. The thing that I think we're going to do is eventually have a loop. Like, we'll have no need for this at a certain point. What we'll do is we'll unload the barrels, and then I think we'll need to take them off, and they'll simply go onto this line over here. So once we've produced enough for this to stay full, for the buffer to be full at either end, that means we simply remove all of this, and then it acts like a loop, and then we'll have a little station here to pull the oil out, which is what I haven't done yet, and it's going to be pretty straightforward. We're just going to have a couple of inserters to take the items out, as you can see there, and then we're going to have a couple of crafting tables with a pipe, and I guess I'll sort all of that out, and I'll be back with you when it's done. Looks like these guys over here don't like our presence, but there's not much that we can do about that. So this system is underway, and I've added a little buffer here as well on both sides. That's actually quite useful. And if you have a look here, it's not filling up. That's because this isn't fast enough really for the distance it takes in each direction. There's quite a lot of these pump jacks here, but they don't fill up fast enough, and it's usually just this side here that takes all of the oil. Now this thing's here for 40 seconds. That's the time that I've gone for at the moment, but what I'm probably going to do is bump that up a little bit. However, it's just time that it's sitting here doing nothing, so I'm not sure what the best way to tackle that is, although it is, you know, transferring goods, just it's not full. So I guess that will probably always be like that, which means this little stop off will probably be better faster. I don't know, I'll play around with it and see. Anyway, we're going back now, which is cool because I want to show you something over here. What was it? I remember now. I remember now. It is the unloading bit. So where we take off the oil right here, let's just run alongside this and have a look. We've got a buffer over here as well. This is set to the same size as the cargo as this, between the two chests, which isn't really much of an issue anymore. And yeah, they just dump it into here, and then this also creates the empty barrels which go around the corner. And I think it won't be long before this has done its job, and we won't need those anymore, which is cool. But there you go, that is the oil system set up. So now, with that in our system, we're going to move on to something else. It all makes sense now. These ones here aren't working. I noticed it when I came back over, and at first I thought that it wasn't producing any oil because it had all backed up, but that didn't make any sense because these couldn't fill up fast enough. And actually I just missed a connection right there. And now we're going to do over double the amount of oil, and that should really help the system. So, a moment ago, this stuff was completely backed up, and I think it might be, yeah, it's just starting to empty a little bit now. That's because production is going so well that all of this right here filled up, and then I had to make a few more tanks for these guys down here because we end up with so much light oil. It'd be cool if there was a way to dispose of it actually, but that would probably mean dumping it into the environment, which of course is a terrible thing to do. Over here, by the way, I've redesigned our production of circuits, and this is something that I saw in Zistu's video. I think this might be slightly larger than the setup that he made, but as you can see, there's not enough copper coming through here to really use this as fast as possible. But a while ago, the whole thing was all backed up, and I got to see it in action, and I think the ones at the bottom here are just a little bit... Actually, sorry, it'd be the ones at the top. They're a little bit ineffective just because of the amount coming through here. But yeah, we feed the copper wires directly into the circuits, then we've got iron coming down here, which is the other component, and then it goes out the middle. So we have that on either side, and that of course means that our copper wires are no longer being produced onto a line, so we've got a little thing right here, and that sends it back up to the top. And I think the only other thing that uses it is the advanced circuits over here. So anyway, while I've been doing that, I've also been doing tons of research. All of it has been going extremely well. Our system is keeping up with pretty much everything, and I've done all of these rocket shooting ones. There's some other ones as well. We should be able to see them somewhere here. Yeah, these ones right here, rocketry and rocket damage and rocket shooting speed. They're all up to level 5. We're not going to use them, but my idea here is that we're going to do all of the research in the game. So the next one is going to be combatics or combat robots. Did I just put those two words together? Yes, I did. And then there's more of these to do. So we're going to do all of those, and the last one we'll do is the rocket defense, which is the end game. We are definitely approaching that. And the next thing that we're actually going to do is some module production. And we're going to do it in this little area down here. Now my idea for this is that rather than use the belt system like we've done for everything so far, that we should actually use some logistics chests and take advantage of the RoboPort. So what that will mean is there will be tons of these individual assembling machines with chests and inserters, but there'll be no belts, and these little things will fly around and give them the things that they need, which is going to be an interesting way to do things. So I'm going to get that set up. And the reason we're going to be doing that is because we need to make lots of the level 5 modules. We're going to need that for the end game stuff, which is simply at the moment to craft the rocket defense, which costs lots of materials after a whole bunch of research. But we'll also be using it to upgrade the entire system as well. You know, if we have tons of modules that can increase the performance of these, and we put them on all the different things in here, then the whole thing as a whole is going to work a lot faster. So it's going to be a good thing. What is this crazy thing right here, you ask? This, my friends, is a beacon. Like a Minecraft beacon, it provides effects to the things around it. So there is this grid that is, I guess you could say, this is 3x3, and then the grid is 3x3 for things of those size. And what I've done is I've just put them on the very corner of the beacon beam, did a little test. You can see in the right hand side of the screen, if you go down to energy consumption below the assembling machine, you'll see plus 60%, and that's because of the speed modules that we've added right here. Now notice that these add speed 30. Oh, I've actually looked at that the wrong way around. They apply the entire effect to it. But energy consumption is only plus 60% there. So maybe energy consumption is halved because we're using a beacon? I'm not 100% sure what's happening there. No, I've just made a fool of myself, haven't I? Speed plus 30, and then down the bottom there it says crafting speed plus 30. So you get half of that. You get half of the effect applied to each of these machines. So the idea is that we're going to use the flying robots. Now we've used the creative destruction ones, whatever you want to call them. These are logistic robots, and what they're going to do is work with logistics chests. So we've got some over here. These are active provider chests. All of the things right here are now in the logistics network, and the robots know about it, and they know where to send them because of these requester chests right here where we ask for 10 of each type. Now at the moment it's 12 for some reason. But then what's going to happen is as the chests need them, as they put things into the assembling machines, the robots are going to fly around and put them in there. So let's activate this thing. It's going to be pretty amazing to watch. We're going to craft speed modules. Actually, we only need to do 4 of those. So if we shift right click, then left click, we've got 4 like that. And there go the robots. And they're constantly providing them with the things that they need. And then these guys are going to craft them and put them into the active provider chests, which means those modules will now be in the network, and then we can build another thing like this and put it over here, and then it will do the second tier, and it will take the things from these chests right here. It's going to be interesting. We'll obviously balance it though, so that you know, enough of these are being produced to provide the second one, rather than having loads of them just not doing too much. If that makes sense. If you played this game before, that probably does. It's all about managing the flow of everything that you've got, really. Okay, so let's just right click and left click those, and there you go. We are now producing a whole bunch of modules everywhere, and it's very pretty. I'm going to stand back and watch this for a while. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I have no idea if our production of these materials is going to be able to keep out. I'm sure some problems with this are going to emerge. Also, the layout is pretty nice, I think. You can see we've got some active chests for these two on this side. This is where the output goes, and then the one on the corner goes over there. And then we've got our inputs sort of tiled around the outside. You can see it, and I just like the way it's all a nice little pattern. We have got a very nice setup going on over here. I'll take you a moment to look at it. It might be annoying because of all the blinking. We can hook this thing up and get rid of that now. So the way you do it is you put one on the top up there, one there, one at the bottom, and then same thing on the other side, and then that means everything is going to get powered. So what on earth is going on over here? What I've decided to do and wow, does that look crazy, is go for the same layout, except this time we're going to make 3 sets of the tier 2 ones, which is in this corner, and that corner, and then the tier 3 can be in this corner over here with 1 of each, which is really cool. And this means we've introduced alien artifacts. I'm going to manually put a load in this chest over here, because you need one of those to control, or to make the last set over there, the highest tier. And by the way this works is you have a logistics thing right here, and then this is your chest inventory. So you can click on site, you can set the amount that you want to request to be in here. So this is double the recipe, so there'll always be that much in reserve. And then if we click there, you can see you can add another filter, and it's really cool stuff. And so it means we've got these chests that tell the system what they need, and when there's not enough in there, the robots go and get it. We've got all of our stuff going on over here, and it's just very, very cool. But it may not be the fastest or most efficient of ways, that's for sure, and it's going to take a while to get these things crafted. So I think it's a good time to wrap up this episode. In between, I will be doing more research. In fact, we're going to do it right now. I'm going to start doing combat robotics, a nice and easy one here to start off with. This also gives us access to a few other things which we'll check out in the coming episodes as well. But there you go, we are now crafting modules, and we're doing it in an interesting way. But that's it for this video. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.